family, how y'all doing? It's your girl, your diva, and knowledge. Lady Mocha represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Well, I'm always serving wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big up to all of my subscribers. I appreciate all of you so much for still being a part of my journey. Those of you who recently subscribed, I welcome you to Mocha's Cafe de Paris family. So, nevertheless, I definitely wanted to go in today's topic. Now, for all of the women that might find my content to be offensive, or you're feeling as if I'm only addressing you, you are more than welcome to also subscribe to my channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Over there, I specifically do topic for women, relating to women. I also address more of my content about men on that particular channel. So if you feel that this particular content is too biased and it only goes in on women, you are more than welcome to join my Mocha's Ladies Lounge, where I actually go in on the men more so on that particular channel. So that way it just keeps, you know, the biasness, it balances it out, and it just separates one from the other. You know, that way everybody has something specifically for them. So if that is your thing, you're more than welcome to go subscribe to Mocha's Ladies Lounge if you're not comfortable with the issues and the way I address women on this particular channel. So nevertheless, y'all, I want to definitely go into why some broken women will never retire from ratchetness. Now, you notice I said broken women, not just black women, because there's brokenness on so many levels, and brokenness doesn't discriminate. It does not have to just be specifically a black woman problem, even though if there was a poll, we would have the highest percentage when it comes to brokenness. But we are not the only ones in particularly with the problems. This is something, an issue that affects many women of many different races. You could be a broken white woman. You could be a broken Latina woman. You could be a broken Asian woman. It all just depends on your upbringing, what you went through, how you was raised, your culture. Different things affect the way women, how we develop mentally, emotionally, and physically. So it's so many factors other than just being a black woman. But however, most of the time when I'm speaking in the terms of brokenness, I am pertaining it to black women, because me being a black woman, I can also relate, but at the same time, I'm also not so oblivious to the fact that it's not other women that are exempt from brokenness. So nevertheless, y'all, you know, you have some grown women, you know, women that are over 40, over 45. You would think once a woman reaches a certain age in her life that she would rid herself of some of her youth. And I get it. When we're young and dumb, you know, we experiment in different type of trends. We experiment in dealing with different type of men, you know, until we develop and we mature, and we realize as we become older, especially once we start having children of our own, once we start having grandchildren. I'm not a grandmother yet, but once we start having grandchildren, once we get married, you know, which is rarely too much of an issue, especially for women who have carried themselves in such a ratchet manner for so long. It's even a little bit more challenging to find a mate to take you seriously, as far as if you're seeking marriage. So nevertheless, when we go through certain stages in life, we're supposed to mature. Certain habits, certain mindsets we should no longer be carrying. But it's unfortunate because some of these women, especially those that are broken, they stay stuck in that mold. And you would think after certain experiences, and as you get older, wisdom, you would think that, you know, you will adopt a certain level of wisdom in which you learn, and you've had enough experiences to realize that, you know what, I'm getting older. That was fine when I was in my 20s, when I was in my teens. But here it is, I'm 45, I'm over my 40s, I'm 40 and up, and I'm still carrying the same, mindset that I carried when I was in my teens or in my middle 20s. So the question boils down to why some women never retire from the ratchetness. You have grown women who are, like I said, who are mothers, who are grandmothers. Worst case scenario, they are wives that are still, have still consumed. They are still intrigued in the ratchery. They're still intrigued. They have become so accustomed to the ratchetness. They have fully developed in ratchet behavior that they do not know when to let it go. They don't know when to let it go. Um, and this is very obvious. I'm stating the obvious. You can look at a woman and tell when she has not fully escaped from ratchet behavior. She hasn't retired from it. You have these women over 40 that are in the clubs, still wearing tight clothes that no longer fit their bodies, clothes that show all the bullet wounds in their thighs, all the rimples, all the dimples, the tide water effect, totally out of shape, and if you choose not to work out or not to tone up, that's your personal business. You can still not be in the best of shape, but wear clothes that complement your body. You have women in their 40s who are built like a bag of groceries, and yet they think they still look like a snack. And they're dressing in clothes that do not fit them. You have women that are over 40 that don't have a problem with their stomach hanging out, knowing their stomach is too loose, too big, looking like a can of biscuits, that's ready to implode. And in some cases their stomach is bigger than their behinds. So if they wasn't turned forward or backwards, you wouldn't even know the difference. You have these women that have not taken care of their physical well-being, and it's not just because of food. You have women who also smoke a lot, they drink a lot, or it's certain things that they have went through in life in which has caused them to reach a level of depression in which they're overeating. So you have women that are 40 and up that are overweight, out of shape, because they haven't been taking care of themselves, having multiple children. Also, and a lot of people don't want to address this, but a lot of women don't understand when you have slept with many different men. You've had different men enter in and out of your body. You have multiple sexual partners. That also takes a toll on your physical your physical attributes. You start looking older than your age. You start looking hard up in the face. When you've been with multiple men, it does start to take a toll on you physically. That's why some women you will see some of them in some cases still have a nice body, but their face looks really hard up. You can just look at a woman and tell when she's really been out there in the streets, even if she still has a decent body. You know what I mean? So being with multiple men also is the reason why you have some women that bodies already look overused, look overly abused, because they've been with multiple men. And what you have to realize, when you've been with multiple men, you have built all of these soul ties. Not only that, all of these different men that you have sexually fornicated with, all of them have left something behind, in you. And when you have all of these different chemicals, that are injected into your body throughout the years, it does start to take a toll on your physical attributes. So You have these women over 40, like I said, who haven't taken the best care of their bodies, and not just physically. Well, also, you got to look at the emotional and the mental aspect, because you have a lot of these guys, the first thing they go in on is a woman's weight, her body shape. And they automatically have tunnel vision, thinking that because a woman is overweight or she's too big, that there's problems, that she already has health issues, she already has problems, and she's not taking the best care of herself. But keep in mind, there are women that are still physically in shape, meaning they still look good, they're not overweight. You have women that are still very curvaceous, got a nice rack, got a nice voluptuous butt. They're not big and bust up. They're built like hourglass. You have some women that are built really nice and still look good, but it does not mean her mental and her emotional well-being is intact. This is why you run into some women who look really good, and you can't seem to figure out why she doesn't have a man, or why she's consistently in different relationships. Why is it she looks good, has a nice body, but she can't keep anybody. Every other couple of months, you see her with a different dude. You see her with a different guy. And you turn around and you notice he's not with her anymore. You do have women that still physically look good, still physically have their bodies, but the problem is they have what's called a brain injury. Their brain is not intact. Just because a woman looks good, it doesn't make her less exempt from, being problematic compared to a woman that's probably not that attractive, that's overweight, doesn't look good. You can't give women who look good a pass. You do have good looking ratchet women that just able to pull it off. They're able to pull off their ratchet behavior a lot better compared to women that are overweight, who are not that pleasing to the eye, or whatever a man considers to be low octane, or below average, or whatever. Just because a woman doesn't look below average, she could look above average and have a below average mindset. You have a lot of attractive women that are very ratchet. They just are able to pull it off more because of how they look, and more men give them a pass because of how they look, but it doesn't make them less ratchet. In many cases, these type of women, they are emotionally draining to be with, because with the ratchet mindset, they still have a sense of entitlement. Why? Simply because they look good. Why? Because you have men who have boosted their egos because they have light skin privilege, or they mixed, or have nice bodies. Because let's face it, some ratchet women still go to the gym, or they get surgery. They know in order to get a sucker, to get a simp investor, they have to still make themselves appealing. Even with a ratchet mindset, she knows that if she wants a simp investor, she wants somebody that's going to be her sugar daddy, that's going to put money into her, that's going to pay her bills. She knows she has to keep that body tight and right. And you have many, many good looking women who are look good in the face, tight in the waist, and but that brain, the brain, her brain molecules is shot out. You can't deal with her because she has low comprehension skills. And again, because she's so used to getting attention has already become her source of entitlement. And again, this is due to men that have already given her that persona, that because she looks good, they'll give her a pass. They won't check her on ratchet behavior. Now, when it comes to ratchet behavior, only certain women get checked for it. Only certain women get called out for ratchet behavior. If you're unattractive and overweight, a man does not have a problem calling you out. Especially if you start getting loud mouth, you getting loud mouth, you disrespectful, you doing the most, You know what I mean? You got, once all that ratchet behavior comes out, if you're unattractive, nothing worse than an unattractive ratchet female. A man will not, put it this way, a man will give a ratchet attractive female a pass before he gives an unattractive ratchet female a pass. We've seen it all the time. If you're in these YouTube streets enough, you see it all the time when you're doing drive-bys on these channels. You see it all the time where, because she's light-skinned, because she's mixed, because she has a nice rack, she can get away with saying certain things and hitting below the belt, and not too many men are going to check her. Because for one, they too busy simping with their eyes. They so busy looking at her racks and her ass that, they're overlooking the disrespect, or they give it a pass. They don't focus on it because they want to get into the good graces of that particular female because she's attractive. So attractive ratchet women will get a pass. Now, if she's big, bust up, dark skin, got different Crayola colors going on in her hair, he's going to check her for it. And I don't say this in a sense to be proud, that I'm proud that it's only the unattractive ratchet women who get called out. But I think any woman who's carrying herself in a ratchet manner should be called out. And that's just my personal opinion, as far as that. But as I was saying, most of the time, an unattractive ratchet woman is going to be checked. She's going to be put in her place before an attractive ratchet woman does. So you have these older women, like I said, who you still see in the clubs, who you still see trying to relive their youth. These are the ones that are got so many tats all over their bodies that they damn near like a walking road map. These are the ones who love to wear low-cut tops, low-cut blouses, with titties longer than what my third shift used to be when I was working at the county jail. These are the women who love to be noticed. They love to wear loud colors, loud hair colors. We see it all the time. And we all have that one aunt. We all have that one sister. We all got that one family member who just don't want to accept the fact that her ass is old. She's old now. You should be fixing plates at the Last Supper. You should be passing out plates to the disciples. You are old, give it up. When you had your youth, you didn't make the best of it. And see, this is the reason why a lot of these older women will not retire from ratchetness, because truth be told, a lot of them started smashing at the age of 11, 12, 13. A lot of them started smashing early. I keep getting notifications. I'm going to have to turn this thing off, y'all. It keeps dinging while I'm in the middle of my content. So, you have these women who don't want to get old because they started living their lives fast and young. While some of us still had curfews, some of us still had to come home at a certain time, had to do homework at a certain time, had parents that was giving us guidance, giving us structure. We still had to go to Bible study with grandma, Sunday school with grandma. While some of us had to help mom prepare dinner, we had to peel the potatoes, cut the string beans. While some of us as black women were taught um domestic skills during our youth, those of us who were being raised how to be domestic or how to, do your duties around the house as a woman, there were others that was out sneaking out their parents' bedrooms, smashing. Or either they were sneaking little niggas in their house, letting them smash them in their parents' bed. Now, we all know, I could even recall during my youth, even as a young woman, when I was 12 and 13, I had friends that was already smashing in middle school. No, elementary school, transitioning into middle school. I had friends who already knew what a dick was. They knew what it looked like. They knew what it tastes like. They already knew. They already knew the art of doggy style. They already knew the art of missionary. They already knew how to give They already knew how to give blowjobs before they was able to read on the 6th grade level. And that's why I say broken women. Because a lot of females was already broken out of their womanhood before it even started. And the problem is, a lot of these females, the reason why they are still indulging in ratchet behavior is because when they started making womanly decisions with a little girl mindset. Imagine you 12 years old and you giving your first blowjob to an older dude or older boy who took advantage of you. He knew you was fast, but he knew you was dumb. He knew you was young. He knew you was dumb. Let me tell you something. A lot of guys, that's why you got a lot of older guys that are registered sex offenders and stuff from the 80s and still registered all the way up until now, because a lot of these older guys took advantage of young females that started already getting broken in during their youth. Rather if it was that one male family member who used to come around in the cookouts, who used to come around, when they was visiting their uncles, visiting your dad, that one older perverse male, it was that older male counterpart that could smell your youth, knowing you young, but knowing you fast as fuck. Knowing you fast, and face it, you had some 12-year-olds that had big titties and big butts, bigger than their mamas and their grandmamas. And it's always that old perverse, pervert ass dude who could smell a mile away that he knew he could take advantage of them. And you had a lot of these young females that once they were taken advantage of, rather by a guy that was their age but was fast and street smart, knew how to talk her or convince her into giving him his first blowjob in the back of the alley, or that one older perverted ass dude that would come around and act like he was seeing the uncle, only to prey and work on her youth by giving her money, doing little things for her when the uncle had his back turned, when the daddy had his back turned. It was either one old perverted ass dude that tried her, or it was either a dude her age that was more street smart and street savvy and knew how to get her into doing certain things for him sexually. This is what I mean by broken woman, meaning she was broken during her youth. Now, she could have been broken for many reasons. Either she had a mother who she saw participated in ratchet behavior, and that mother did not give her the womanly skills she needed as a girl, as a child, to not get caught up in becoming a prey of a pervert or the prey of a street savvy dude. Because let's face it, some of these mothers back then, even more so now, always had this I'm doing me. They so busy trying to get them a man or keep they no good ass boyfriend. Just about every female could relate to her mom at some point in time, unless her mother had been married to her father for years. She always picked up that no good ass Tyrone. or that dirty ass Daryl or bum ass Barry. She was so busy trying to hold on to bum ass Barry that she didn't train her daughter or give her daughter all the womanly skills she needed to not end up in a situation where she too will become older and end up with a dirty ass Daryl or broke down ass Barry. A lot of young women were broken because they did not have mothers that taught them the game. Either their mothers didn't teach them their games, didn't teach them or prepare them for the game, or the mother was trying to groom them into becoming part of the game. You've had mothers who was training their daughters how to be ratchet, telling her how to, raising her how to go after certain men that make a certain amount of money. Oh, you two, you got a nice body. You should be with a nigga who got money, who could take care of you. You should be going after the sugar daddies. You got women who have raised their daughters, no, who have practically not raised them but pimped them. You have a millions of women in America. Kris Kardashian, Kim and Khloe, they're Kardashians. Their mother is a perfect example of pimping your daughters out. Because you was a hoe back in the day and it benefited you, where you was able to get simp investors instead of you raising your daughters to deter them from falling into that same alignment. You actually raised them to keep repeating that same alignment. You want to keep the ratchet tradition. You want to keep hope, not hope alive. You want to keep hoe alive. Hoe behavior alive. So this is what creates the brokenness. You already being broken out of being a child and going instantly into womanhood. And you're nowhere near ready for that. Your body can perform the acts of a woman, but until your mental or your mindset catches up with that, that's how women become stagnant in that ratchet setting. You were forced to be a woman, but with a little girl mindset. And what tends to happen as that young woman becomes older, she stays stuck in the age in which she was broken. If she was broken in at 13, she could be 45 years old but have the mind of a 13-year-old. Now, she's already sexually been broken in. At 13, she knows how to use her vagina, but the brain, she ain't mastered that yet. She ain't mastered how to mentally conquer niggas that take advantage of you. She ain't reached that level yet. All she knows how is to use what she has between her legs to get what she wants. And the mental is not catching up, and she's not understanding. I'm 4 or 5 kids into the game, still ain't got a husband, still not married, still single, still struggling, because she was programmed how to use her vagina, but not how to use her brain. And what happens is she becomes a grown woman that's still using her vagina, and the brain has not caught up with it hasn't caught up. Her vagina is 20 steps ahead of her. You have the majority of broken women. They have used their vaginas more than they use their brains. And it's not registering. I'm smashing all of these dudes, but I'm not getting anywhere. I just keep adding a higher percentage of body count. That's why, as mothers, if you have a black daughter, this is the time to be teaching her how to use her brain, not her body. I've never been a type of mother to tell my daughter, oh, you got a banging ass body and you can get any man you want. I don't need her having that kind of mindset, because if I give her that mindset, my daughter would be using her vagina more than her brain. I've always told her, make your brain more important. Your body get old. Wisdom never gets out of style. Let me tell you something, ladies. Titties will eventually sag. Booties will eventually flab or get flat. Gravity is going to take its toll. I don't care how much surgery you get. I don't care if you get a Brazilian butt lift. I don't care what all you get. The body is designed to change. But what never changes is wisdom. Wisdom never gets old. Wisdom never gets out of style. Nothing can change wisdom. Once you have wisdom, you're already 20 steps ahead. A lot of things you'll be able to pick up on as a woman that a ratchet woman wouldn't. As a woman, when a woman gains a certain level of wisdom, she automatically going to have dignity. She's automatically going to have integrity. She's already going to know how to conduct herself when she get in a certain environment, when she get around certain men. Now, as for the ratchet woman that does the older, the broken woman that has not retired from ratchetness, she's not going to know how to conduct herself. She will say anything at any time. She cannot read the temperature of the room. This is why certain women, when they get on the panel, or certain women, when they get in a certain environment with a men, either their ratchetness is going to come at an all-time high, where they really twerking, really putting on the show, trying to be the center of attention, or she's getting pissy drunk, that had too much C-Rock and Grey Goose and Hennessy, to where she's consistently picking fights in the club. And you have some women that have had, like I mentioned earlier, their youth has been tampered. And let me say this, because I don't want people thinking that when I say youth has been tampered, I'm not necessarily just speaking in the forms of molestation or sexual assault. That, in a sense, is not her fault when she's been preyed upon by old perverse pervert and or young street savvy thug dude. But broken meaning, and also meaning she willingly complied. Because I don't want to give y'all this victim philosophy. Like, this is the case with every woman. Because, truth be told, every woman is not a victim of what has occurred in their circumstances, or what has occurred in their youth. Some women were raised, had a mother and a father, still went out and picked a pookie to father a child with. So sometimes it's not always how you raise. Sometimes it's your mindset. Some of these young women have been so sheltered that the first time a man gives them an attention, even if he's a pookie or a ray-ray, she falls for him. Because she's had parents that are so strong, so strict and stern, they never really prepared her for the game. So you got them kind too, because it's this myth that it's only broken women who are raised in single parent households. They are the higher percentage, but we can't exempt the fact that there are some women who've been raised with a father in the home and still partake in ratchet behavior. So it boils down to why some broken women will never retire from ratchetness. It's that mindset that stunted their growth. You already became sexually active at 12, 13, 14. Even more worse if you became a mother. If you done already started having 2, 3 kids before you even reach 18 years old. This is why you have a lot of them that's in their 40s, going into clubs, wearing tight clothes and short skirts that's showing all the bullet wounds in their thighs. Because now they want to go and play catch up. 13, 14, you couldn't live your life like a 13 and 14-year-old. You couldn't go to skating rinks. You couldn't go to the county fair. You couldn't live your life as a youth because you had already broken yourself in voluntarily or either involuntarily as a woman with a little girl mindset. So you have these older women, and we all know some, 45, 50, still in the club. If you look at her history and see that she's had a lot of children when she was in her 20s and 30s, that's why now she's back out there trying to play catch up, not realizing that the youth train has departed the station. Ain't no catching up at this point. You have some of these ratchet women who will not retire, and they not realizing how foolish they look. These are the ones that can't stand younger women because they know their youth has expired. Now they're angry and got so much animosity towards younger women. If not younger women, you got some of these older women that got animosity towards women their age who have made better decisions. You got women 45 and up angry with women that's below 45 and in their 30s and 20s. They look at these women and these young women, and they are angry with them because they see the youth they had once upon a time. They see the bodies they had, the tight tummies, the toned legs. They see all of that youth is gone. Now, let's not make no mistake about it. You still have some women in their 40s that look better than these women in their 20s and 30s. But that don't make them less hateful and spiteful than the unattractive big bust up Brenda Buffet Brenda. You got older women who look good and are just as angry and resentful with younger women. Because you have, again, some women have played with their bodies too long, played a lot of mind games, used a lot of niggas to get to where they are. Pimped a lot of simp investors. Had guys, men that was so gullible and so infatuated with how they looked, unlike the unattractive ratchet women who probably struggled trying to get a sugar daddy or a man to use, or had to go the extra mile, or to get a man that they can use. The attractive older women didn't so much have to do that, but it caught up with them because once a lot of these guys were seeing that they were being used, even though their houses are paid for, their cars are paid for, you see a lot of these beautiful women, older women that are by themselves because they have played over a lot of men to get to where they are. And now they older, and the men they played, the men they use are married now, or have passed away, or are enjoying their bachelorhood. They don't want to be married. Because even a woman that's a user, at some point she's going to want to get married. A lot of women not going to say this, but at some point in time she's going to want to get married and get wifed up. Especially when the sugar daddies, start passing away or they get locked down, in the marriage, whatever. She's older now, even though she still looks good. But now the attention she used to get in her 20s and 30s, she can no longer get that same level of attention in her 40s and 50s. Now, there will be men that will tell her she still looks good. You'll get a few simp investors, but after a while, the simp investor ain't going to put out but so much because she's older. Most older men don't want to deal with older women. They ain't going to know if they deal with an older woman who still looks good, she's going to require a lot and she's not going to give a lot. And what's going on is a lot of older guys, they rather deal with younger females anyway. So you have a lot of these older women that have played with their youth, using men, taking men for what they got, and getting all of what they want, and not trying to have a relationship, not trying to build. Just been using their looks for years and years and years and years to get by. But now she's older, and now she wants to be taken seriously. You done got all these cars, you done got your house paid for, all of this using men for years, but now you older, now you want to settle down. Now you realize what's important. You want a man that's going to take you out for walks in the park. You want a man that's going to bring you a hot cup of tea when you sick, or you go, you know what I mean? You play games so long, use men so long, now you done ran out of options. Now you want somebody to take you serious, it's too long. And in some cases, some of these women, they get desperate enough, they go pick up a young scallywag. You notice you see a lot of older, attractive women picking up young bucks now. Because now they done got everything they wanted out of a man. So it's not so much them wanting a man that's going to financially provide. They just want a man around them. Some women could get just that desperate, or they reach a point so low in which they are so deprived of male attention. The moment some young Pookie or young Ray Ray shows a little bit of interest, she's moving him in her 5-6 bedroom household that sugar daddies over the years help her pay off. Why you think you see some of these attractive, or in some cases unattractive older women picking up these young guys? Because these older guys ain't going for it. They already married. They died. They in the graveyard, not coming back. Or they into these younger women. As an older woman, it got nothing to do with how nice your body is. Once a man knows you 45 and over, he automatically gonna lose interest because he knows it's your mindset. He not gonna be able to get over as much. He not gonna be able to lie and run game. And a man that's all for himself, or a man that just doesn't want to deal with a woman who's set in her damn ways, he'll get with a younger woman with a youthful body before he deals with an older woman that still got a nice body. So you have these women, they cannot retire from ratchet behavior because they done took advantage of a lot of men over the years. They done took advantage, done played out till they played themselves. So this is what tends to happen. This is why some women cannot retire from ratchet behavior. And it's a lot of women currently doing this, not realizing that in the next 5 to 10 years, what you're doing now, you're not going to be able to keep doing that. If Kim Kardashian doesn't get a grip on her on retiring from ratchetness, she's going to be one of those women like her mama. Look at her mother, Kris Jenner, picking up a young black dude who we know she's paying for him. She's taking care of him. Kim Kardashian going to end up being one of those older women who still look good for her age because all the surgery and all the money she done got to preserve her youth. She's going to end up getting somebody younger that's going to take advantage of her. And she ain't going to mind being taken advantage of as long as she got some penis presence. You got some women, they just need that penis presence. They know the dude using them. They know the dude ain't really checking for them like that. Just the fact that he's around. Just the smell of some testosterone. You can look at Kris Jenner and her current man, and even Ray Charles can see that man is not into Kris Jenner. He's into Kris Jenner money. He's into how Kris Jenner, he could benefit from her. This is Kim Kardashian, Khloe's mother. That's what he's looking at. But she got so much money, and she's so lonely and desperate, she don't mind him using her. And this is what happens when you get into ratchet retirement. when you can't retire from it, you don't care who use you. Long as you got somebody around you to make you feel good. Make you feel like a woman. Even though he's tired of looking at your wrinkled body when you get undressed in front of him. These young dudes are not into these older ratchet women. But if they want to be able to keep driving her car, sleeping in her house, eating her food, he has to contribute something. So if he got you know what I'm saying? If he got the give a couple of strokes in between those wrinkled thighs, he got to do it. Because these older women, they still want to feel attractive. They still want to feel wanted and desired. So that's the price you pay as a young dude when you go around here using these older females. You got to sleep with this woman, even though her body is disgusting to you. Now, you can't tell me that dude, when Kris Jenner isn't behind the cameras and doesn't have all that makeup on, he sees the real wrinkles, the stretch marks, the loose skin. He sees the real deal. He sees what her skin looks like when she's not getting tans. He sees all the gray hairs on that vagina. He sees it. You want to use an older woman? You got to contribute. She's not going to give you something for nothing. Now, you may not have to pay no bills. She may let you drive around that Phantom. But you're going to have to do something. Because at the end of the day, a woman. A woman wants to be pleased. She wants to feel like she's desired. You got a lot of young dudes that are paying the price trying to use an older woman. They got to go down on these women, you know, that smell like mothballs. Older women may be gullible, but they ain't stupid. At the same time, you got to throw them some pipe. You got to give them something. So, you know, sometimes you play yourself trying to play somebody. But these are some of the reasons why a lot of these women will not retire from ratchet behavior. You know, and it's unfortunate, you know, that a lot of women put themselves in this type of position, in which they have played so long with their youth. Now that they are older and their options are limited, unfortunately, they are either stuck by themselves, in which nobody will really get in them type of day, or again, they'll get desperate and they'll just take on anything that takes on to them. But this is, I just broke down some of the elements as to why a lot of women will not retire from ratchet behavior. Again, also has a lot to do with that mindset. You have some women that are over 40 that think like they 30. And this is another reason why some of them cannot deal. This is the reason why a lot of men in some cases can't deal with certain women. It's because of their mindset. You got women that are over 40 thinking they still 30, thinking they still got it, thinking they got it so well to where they could dog any man they can and just simply get another one, not realizing that in your 20s you might have been able to just trade in men like you trade in cars, but you are older now. Your options it is not that broad for you like it was when you was in your 20s. You got women that still think they still got it. Wearing shoes that are, wearing high heels that are too uncomfortable for them, but you're trying to keep up with these young girls and wear these high top red bottom stilettos, knowing your feet hurt, knowing you got arthritis, knowing you got club foot. As you get older, just certain shit you can't do that young women used to do. I can't be in the clubs every Saturday. Some of y'all be trying to twerk like these young women, knowing you got back problems, knowing you got spinal cord problems, knowing you got scoliosis, still trying to twerk, still trying to get that same attention that you used to get in your 20s. And it's not working for you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Leave your opinion below. Let me know what y'all think about this. About why some broken women will not retire from ratchetness. They still got to keep getting tattoos. Still got to get all these body piercings. Still got to wear shirts with their titties hanging low. Still have to wear tight clothes. Trying to date men twice as young as them. Why do you think some of these broken women would never retire from ratchetness? I would like to know your opinion below. But ladies, don't forget to sign over, subscribe more so to the Mocha Ladies Lounge, because we're going to talk about these older men. We're going to talk about these older men, these curmudgeons who will not also retire from their youth. Older men who are trying to outshine younger men. Older men who don't want to accept the fact that they are older now. It's time to let these young men pass the baton. Stop hating on the younger dudes. Stop trying to discourage the younger dudes from marriage and wanting something meaningful, because you played around so long. Now you can't get married, so you trying to discourage other young men from getting married. You know, you have a lot of these older men and older women that are trying to poison the mindset of the youth, all because they regret the poor decisions they made. But don't forget to subscribe over there, ladies, because I'm also going to talk about that on my other channel. So anyway, y'all, leave your comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Again, y'all, Christmas, Thanksgiving is coming up. We got the holidays coming up. Birthdays are coming up. This is the time to start ordering some tumblers. I don't have a lot of orders going on right now. So if you want to get your orders in, this is the time to start requesting them. This is the time to start putting in your orders so we can start getting these Christmas gifts, these tumblers made before your family comes down for Thanksgiving. You know, hit me up. For those of you interested in ordering a tumbler, email me at cafedayparis79@yahoo.com. Or if you got family coming down and you don't have cable, make sure you also email me at cafedayparis79@yahoo.com. We can get you 9,000 channels worth of cable for your family to come down for the holidays and enjoy watching some good movies, good shows. I got all the Supreme channels and everything you can need. Guys, I got all the sports events, everything you can need. So make sure you hit me up. So anyway, y'all, this your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Y'all take care. Be blessed.